said that you know, as a graduate of public policy, you look forward to working with some policy stuff, also finding a moderator for the debate. I think while this sounds very interesting, it's not really what's been part of the Alumni Relations Commission in the past, which is not bad. I'm wondering, are you planning on kind of changing it up and looking for a new direction in the commission, or how does that really fit into the mission of Alumni Relations?
Absolutely. When I was first told about this opportunity, I was also informed that I had a lot of leeway with the job description. We can go in all sorts of ways, and I was really thinking the first act would be to ask for input from MSA now about what they want to see the Alumni Relations Commission be doing. And obviously I'm welcome to that input, and I will work tirelessly to succeed in any endeavor I engage on this.
Thank you. And Hanyuan, if you want to respond to that.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. He's from the public policy schools too, 7 minutes ago. And yeah, the public policy is a good resource, but I don't want to change our intent or the commission intent. So we know that every committee and commission has their own goal and own direction. So if we change maybe our directions, we can mix up. So maybe we're just confused about that. So until now, I don't want to change until maybe we can find something really we can do and then we can move on to the new direction.
Thanks. Benson?
Sure. I'm going to read from the compile code. Every MSA commission is kind of tasked by the assembly to do certain things. So I'm going to list a few things that you need to do. I'm going to ask you specifically how to do one of them. The commission will hold a formal event celebrating MSA's seniors graduation in spring. Coordinate with the communications committee and the chief of staff to send semesterly MSA updates and newsletters to the alumni. And then my question centers on build and strengthen the relationship between the assembly and its alumni. So those are the things you have to do. What will each of you do to really build and strengthen the relationship between the assembly and its alumni? Because that's been lacking in recent years, especially now as this former select committee has become a permanent standing commission of the assembly.
So Hanyuan, you can answer first. I'm sorry.
Are you talking about between the assembly and alumni?
According to the compile code, the commission is supposed to work to strengthen the relationship between the assembly and its alumni. Only the assembly's alumni.
I see.
Hanyuan, you may answer first.
I guess. Okay. So yeah, our alumni actually is a part of the MSA. So the main point is to focus on the MSA, and we should collaborate at every committee and commission first, and to ask for the suggestion and some ideas. That is the main point and first thing.
What I would say to that is I think it's extremely important to keep up the relations with the commission's alumni. I think one thing we could do is we could have we could schedule an online forum. We could contact each member individually, or if there's some kind of email list that they subscribe to or something, we could get an online forum going and see what kind of advice they have for the commission now, and see what something they may have encountered in the past.
30 seconds. Other questions? Michelle.
Question for both of you. If you are not lucky enough to win this election, would you be willing to stay on and help the Alumni Relations Commission, possibly as vice chair if given consent by the victor?
Mr. Belkin, you can answer first.
Yes. Yeah. I just mentioned I'm the old member from Alumni Relations, so yeah, sure.
Respect.
Yes. All right. We have one more question if anyone wants it. Yeah.
Could each of you discuss how you were recruited to this position, or how you heard about this? Or?
Oh, sure. Am I first?
Other way around this time.
Okay, so yeah, I actually last semester I'm a transfer student, so last semester is my first year here, and I just tried to find that I maybe can get involved here. So I find there is an MSA, and I signed in my name here and fill out my application here. So I find that there is a alumni relations. It sounds interesting, so I just applied for this commission, and yeah, and I get involved here. And actually, I just got the idea to collaborate with the alumni association. Is just, I get it.
Thanks.
I got an email from Abtech saying that the position was open. I realized that it's about time for me to get involved with the university. They gave me great times, we needed more outstanding education, and yeah, that's where I am right now.
Great, thanks. Sorry. What do you want to do?
That was a web stuff email. It wasn't personally. It goes
Are
to
you raising a point of information?
point of information. Yes, that was a web stuff email that was sent to the primary contacts of every student organization. It said "Hello, student." It was very personable. Maybe the
And as a
impression.
point of information, is this a question?
No.
Thank you. All right, moving on to voting. You should have a ballot in front of you. Your options are B for Balkan, H for Hanyan, no confidence, or you may abstain. Yes. Vishal will bring around ballots if you don't have one. Vishal also, as teller, will collect your completed ballots. So just hang tight and motion to him if you don't have it. Once again, the options are B. Thank you, Hamdan. The options are B if you would like to vote for Mr. Balkan, H if you'd like to vote for Mr. Hanyan, no confidence, meaning that you'd like to vote for neither of them, or you may abstain either by writing abstain or by simply not filling out and turning in the ballot, which is equivalent to not voting. Is everybody clear?
Point of information, can
Yes.
you turn in a blank ballot and count it as abstain?
You may turn in a blank ballot and it will count as an abstention.
Thank you.
Thank you, Moshe. Is there a point of information? Everyone who was here in the thing, but there's no inventory. Great. So Vishal's coming around, so just take it easy with him.
I didn't get a ballot. Dude, I didn't get a ballot. It's not fair, I'm not gonna get disenfranchised here. It's not common.
Tear it apart. Chew it up.
Okay.
So you're still eligible to vote.
If they didn't give me a ballot, then I wouldn't know.
All right, great.
What makes me call CSJ?
Okay, so let's bring it back while Vishal's collecting the ballots. He'll get back to us with a count in just a minute. In the meantime, we'll move on to Part B, recall. Subpart I, elect External Relations Committee Chair. So the External Relations Committee is currently chaired by Representative Raymond, and he has currently been automatically recalled for getting 2 consecutive absences in the steering committee. So Jason, if you'd like, you have 2 minutes to address the assembly. And after he addresses us, if he so chooses, we have the option to motion to reinstate him. So, Jason. go ahead.
Yeah, this was a big misunderstanding in some sense. I was absent for 2 consecutive steering meetings. The first time was because I had to go home for memorial service, and it was late notice. I should have let Ali know. It was late notice. It's my fault that I didn't give someone there. Obviously, any member of ERC could have been there and represented the committee. I apologize for that. Generally, my attendance has been very, very good. And I love ERC, as you can tell. Aaron and myself have come up with some great ideas for the committee, and this rally in March is going to be awesome. So I will still be chair in order to do that. So, yeah, that's
Thanks,
it.
Jason. At this point, the chair will entertain any motions to
Move to reinstate Jason Raymond as the External Relations.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to reinstate Representative Raymond as the chair of the External Relations Committee. Are there any objections? Seeing none, congratulations, Jason. All right, moving right along to subpart II, Environmental Issues Commission Chair. The chair of the Environmental Issues Commission has been automatically recalled for getting 2 consecutive absences in the steering committee. The current chair is Andrew Breyer. Is he here? Andrew? Do we have a statement? Nope. I can check. Breyer? All right. BR1. Great, so I don't believe we have a statement. Yes, Mr. Benson.
I move that we postpone this action. I believe notice was sent to Mr. Breyer today. Is that correct? Yeah. Therefore, I move that we postpone this action to the following meeting next Tuesday. Give Mr. Breyer ample time to come.
A second.
Okay, so there's been a motion and a second to table this action for 1 week.